Okay, so let me go ahead and share my screen. All right, there we go. Okay, so we have to have a picture of our family to start, so you know where we're coming from. Here we go, and where we've been. So we have been on this journey for about 21 years. Our oldest son is on the right; he just turned 22, and he actually was diagnosed with high functioning autism at like age 3 or 4, and that was pretty devastating, and he had some idiosyncrasies and some delays, things like that. But we've really worked on his health and also his development for 21 years. So it's paid off. It's tough love sometimes, and just a lot of interventions. And he's actually one of the most health conscious people in our family. And so I learned a lot from having to go to natural solutions for him, but also being part of this community. And so we've all got different stories of health. And for the most part, our family is able to stay out of the doctor's office and really have more of a wellness side to things. So we're really excited about that. And with our families, we really want what's best. And one of the best things by being in this community is all the different tips and hacks that we get from sharing with each other. So we're going to be doing some of that tonight, but we also have a Facebook group. We have lots of resources to help you and your family stay healthy. Unfortunately, there's a lot of scary statistics. Maybe this doesn't affect your family directly, but all of this is happening. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes is growing rapidly. Children are obese, and especially during this last year, it's been really hard to, eat healthy and feel great and also mentally stay well, right? So we just need to know that every day we need to try so that we're not one of these statistics, right? And even our children are harmed by poor diet. They're more harmed by poor diet than exposure to drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. So we're definitely going to be talking about better diet and what that consists of. And we are daily having toxins. We don't really think about it. The things we breathe, the things that are on our skin, and different things that our body just has to work harder. So we want to do what we can to support our body. Okay. What we're not doing as Americans, though, is eating all the right foods. We're eating a lot of processed foods. So that's not really helping our body. Think of your body as like a filter. Our liver and our kidneys, they have to filter a lot of things. So if we're eating extra chemicals and things like that, our body has to work harder. So there's lots of things that have been added to our food. And even when we try to eat the right food, there's a statistic down below. Broccoli actually starts losing the nutrients right when you're purchasing it. A lot of times our fruits and vegetables are trucked from far away, and they start actually dying off basically once you take it off the plant or the roots. So we're kind of in a little battle. So what can we do to be healthier? Definitely exercise. Who feels better when they exercise? I have not been exercising as much as of lately, and there's lots of reasons, but I feel so much better when I exercise. I feel like on top of the world. Nothing can stop me. I can do more in the day. They say even 10 minutes of walking, brisk walking, will get you 2 more hours of energy. So a lot of times, going for a walk with the family or anytime you could just get out and start moving your body is a really good thing. Sleeping 7 to 8 hours. Why do we need so much sleep? Because our body, that's when it restores and rejuvenates itself, and it kind of heals itself. Some hormones come out to play only if you get a certain amount of hours. It's good to stop eating before you go to bed, like a number of hours before you go to sleep, so that your body truly does sleep. How about managing stress? I would love for you to use the chat right now. And I don't know if I'll be able to see it, but tell us how you manage stress. How are you with your deep breathing? Let's do one. It just does make you feel good, right? But who stops and does that through the day? You know, Unless you're taking a yoga class or something, a lot of times we don't stop to do the deep breathing, which is really good for us. How are you doing getting out in nature, which is really good for us? or doing different things that might be good for managing stress. So tell us what you do to manage stress in the chat so that we can all learn from each other. And then, Doug, do you have anything to report there? Why don't you tell us what people are saying about? And this is my husband, Doug.
Hi. Yeah. Some people do yoga and sigh. They sigh. Aromatherapy. Exercising. There are people. Jennifer Judd breathes in deeply a lot. Listening to music, quiet time, walks in nature, talking to friends, playing with dogs,
Hmm.
stretching, going for walks.
Oh yeah, we did get a what's called a pandemic puppy. That's super helpful. Once you get past the potty training stage, that was stressful. That actually increased my stress at first. But the puppy definitely decreases it now. And music, I love music. So definitely all those are good things. Okay, drinking water. This is another way that we can be healthier. You know, sometimes we're dehydrated. Water actually takes out the toxins in your body. So drinking water is really important. Sometimes people are drinking other things all day. So how are you hydrating your cells? How are you detoxing your cells? Using safer products. There's a lot more on the market now. Why not try to switch out some? Eating real food is what we're really going to concentrate on today because we have a saying, if it doesn't rot or sprout, throw it out. So, you know, real food is like what actually would rot. So sometimes we've had presentations with a certain meal, something meal, and it doesn't even rot. Okay, so there's a lot of preservatives in our food, and you know we want to eat what actually grew from the ground, plants. Plants are so good for you. They're really the foundation of better health. So if you look at all this is all about cancer, but it can be applied to a lot of different disease processes. Plants are really, really good for you. So we're supposed to eat those in abundance, you know, and this was one of the first things I learned 21 years ago when I started to learn about whole food nutrition. No, American Cancer Society poster is all fruits and vegetables. I'll get to what I was going to say in a minute. Okay, so fruits and vegetables, there's a couple of things I definitely want you to know. One is that we have what's called oxidative stress going on in our body all the time. And so you see this apple, or maybe you're familiar with this at home. You cut the apple, it starts to oxidize right away. What do? You add an antioxidant, which is a lemon, to combat that oxidative stress that's happening to the apple. Well, that's what fruits and vegetables do as well. Okay, so it neutralizes. And that's a really neat concept that we've been doing all along when we send apples with somebody, you know, for their lunch or something, or we don't want it to oxidize. Same with guacamole. So in our bodies, the same thing's happening, and we need antioxidants. That comes from fruits and vegetables. Okay. So a lot of times people are trying to bridge the gap for fruits and vegetables with just having a multivitamin. Well, in that apple, there's 10,000 nutrients, which is on the right, but the multivitamin only has 30. Okay. So you're not bridging the gap when you take a multivitamin at all. The apple has so much more, and then the papaya, the peach, the kale, all of them have 10,000 different nutrients. And there's a lot of research showing that isolated vitamins may do more harm than good. And you can do your own research on that. You can actually look up Annals of Internal Medicine, and it says enough is enough of research on multivitamins. It doesn't prevent disease. So fruits and vegetables are the best way that you can help prevent disease. When you go to the grocery store, the produce area would be the best place to spend your time. Make your investments. Raw is better, vine ripened, the dark, dense ones, not the same ones all the time because the blues do something, the reds do something else, the orange do something else. So that all the different colors are really good for you. The problem is we're not eating enough of them, okay? And when we do eat them, they might not be as nutritionally sound, you know? So we've got to try to do as much as we can. Our family solution that we started 21 years ago was this one simple change, our first simple change, and that is fruits, vegetables, and berries in a capsule. And it sounds too good to be true, but it actually is that good. The fruit capsules or chewables, yummy, delicious chewables, have acerola cherry, apple, beet, peach, pineapple, lemon peel, cranberry, date, orange, mango, and prune. If you even ate that much a day, that would be pretty phenomenal. Then there's the vegetable blend, beets again, because they're so good for you, broccoli, cabbage, rice bran, lemon peel, parsley, carrot, garlic, kale, spinach, tomato. And then the berry blend has artichoke, bilberry, blackberry, blackcurrant, cranberry, elderberry, blueberry, cocoa, Concord grape, pomegranate, and raspberry. I mean, how phenomenal is that list, right? So if you ate that every day, don't you think you'd be much healthier, right? So it's awesome. You could take 2 capsules of red, 2 of green, 2 of purple, and you've had a lot of produce that's been juiced and pulverized. They actually use the seeds and the peels when they're good for you. And so you're not usually eating the peel, but the peel sometimes has the most nutrition. And so we've been taking this for a long time and would not do without it. It's helped us to stay out of the doctor's office. I personally had allergies. I had those bumps on the backs of my arms, tops of my legs, and it really was just I wasn't getting good food in my body, enough nutrition. So this is a way to get concentrated nutrition every day. And so a lot of times people have better bowel movements right away, they have more energy, they stay out of the doctor's office more, things like that. Everybody's got a different story. Juice Plus is unique. So you might think, okay, there's thousands of items out there on the shelves. You know, what makes Juice Plus unique? Number one, like I mentioned with the apple, it's a food. It's not a multivitamin. It contains vitamins, minerals, live enzymes, things like that, phytonutrients that you need, but it is not an isolated vitamin, which is totally different. And there's a lot of good things that the company has made sure that they check the boxes. It's been gluten free for the whole time. It's been kosher and it's vegan and all kinds of great things that people are looking for. So it's totally safe and it's also NSF certified. And that is something that you won't find at the store very often because they just don't go to that length to do it. But when you are dealing with food or supplements, just know that the FDA does not test them. But if it has a third party like NSF, they actually test the product. They make sure there's no herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals, mold, banned substances. We even have athletes like Olympians that are using it. And so they have to make sure there's no banned substances and stuff like that. So that's one thing that you're not going to get with a lot of products. And number three is what attracted me the most to this product and how I can actually speak about it to doctors or anybody is that there's actual research on the product. It's product specific research. So, and we're going to get to that in a little while, the product specific research, but you might have noticed that there are some other items besides the ones that I mentioned. I mentioned the fruits, the vegetables, and the berries. That is the foundation of what I would recommend to everyone. And I've got Jules on the line who's going to tell us about some of our other products that we all use. And so go ahead, Jules, share with us about the Omega.
Okay, thank you, Sharon. Well, I am a big believer in Juice Plus. I love the fruit, veggie, and the berry blends. And when the Omega blend came out a few years ago, I was super stoked because I hate those fishy burps that you get with taking omegas or fish oil. And that's where I thought omega fatty acids came from was fish actually. And actually they don't. They come from the algae that the fish eat, and the Juice Plus company figured that out, and they made this revolutionary plant-based omega that has omega 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So it's a full spectrum omega, and it comes from things like sea buckthorn berry. This is grown in the mountains of Nepal under the harshest conditions. Just really cool ingredients. Also, pomegranate seed oil. You can see there's some of the other things. But what I love most about the Juice Plus Omegas is the no fishy after burps. And I can give them to my kids. My kids actually bite the capsule and they just chew the capsule up and swallow it because the capsule's vegan and it's not harmful for them. And I just learned the other day that you can also break open the omegas and put it on your face. So I have no makeup on tonight. I just have an omega. It actually kind of looks like a self tanner. I look like I'm tan. And so I am loving using the omegas on my face. My son had chapped lips the other night and I actually used the omega oil on it. So I just love that food can heal and help your body in more ways than one. And because all the Juice Plus products are safe and food based, you can use them like that. And since I'll just say one more thing about the omegas, but since I have started using the omegas, I have definitely noticed one, more energy, which I noticed originally taking the Juice Plus fruit, veggie, and berry blends. But once I added the omegas, it was like another energy boost. It was crazy. And also less brain fog. Now, you guys might know omegas are good for numerous things like the joints, heart, brain, eyes, skin, but really there is a huge correlation between like the mind and what you're feeding it, the gut mind connection. And so depression, anxiety, all that stuff can be helped by getting in your full spectrum of omegas. And if you are worried about, is it too much 3, is it not enough 6, it's perfect because it's mother nature, and so it's the right amount of all of it. Okay, so that's all I have to say about the omegas. The Juice Plus Complete, this is like a miracle product for me. I don't know about you guys. You can put in the chat if you're moms, if you're busy, if you're stressed. I think that for us, I have 3 small children, and food is a real stressor in my life. And with the Juice Plus Complete, this is basically, it eliminates food mom guilt. I still have like other mom guilt for other things, but not when it comes to feeding my family, because we get the Juice Plus shake or the bars, which is basically a lot of the same ingredients that are in the shakes every single day. And you guys can see it's vegan, it's highly concentrated plant ingredients, and it has the right amount of protein. It's a complete amino acid profile. And as a ex personal trainer, this was really important to me that we got the right blend of fat, protein, and carbs. It's low glycemic. My dad's a diabetic. He can take it, he can drink it. But I also love that the Complete is not just a shake mix that comes in chocolate or vanilla, but for us, we have made energy bites or energy balls, also smoothie bowls, popsicles, pancakes, and muffins. I mean, this is another versatile product that you don't have to just use for smoothies. And for us, when we run out of Complete in our house, which we haven't in a very long time because my husband threatened to get a new distributor. But if we did, it's like complete panic. And we're like calling people that are close to us. Does anybody have any shake? Because it's really that important to our family. And I will, yeah, if you, I will say that we are not perfect eaters. I don't know if you guys can relate to this. This was for my daughter's 4th birthday. She wanted donuts. I'm not going to deny my kids, unhealthy foods or snacks or treats. But because we have our gummies every day, because we drink our shake every day, because if we're on the go, they get a bar in the car, I don't feel bad that they're eating the donut. And we have been drinking this forever, but my kids started drinking it. Dr. Sears, he's America's most trusted pediatrician. He said the kids can start drinking it at 9 months. So that's my firstborn. I don't know how old he is there, but they love it. It's an easy, fast, and nutritious and delicious meal. So that's our story about the Complete. And then the last thing that I want to share with you guys is all that stuff that Sharon shared about the Juice Plus fruit, veggie, and berry blends. Those concentrated powders also come in a chewable form for your children or your husbands, or no, just really any adult that really doesn't want to take pills. We love the gummies, and over 1 million children have received Juice Plus for free, ages 4 through 18, with an adult Juice Plus order. And for us, the study shows that all these things, it's priceless for us. We can't really put a price tag on this, although you could, because you're missing less work, they're missing less school, they're going to the doctor less. So there is a price on it, but for us, it's a non-negotiable that we eat our Juice Plus every single day. And if you see all the benefits right here from the Family Healthy Starts, it's a population study. Wait until you see what Sharon is going to share from our real peer-reviewed medical journal study.
Right. So all of these different universities and medical centers have done Juice Plus studies. Can you believe it? Imagine trying to go to one of these places and saying, I'd like to use my product on your students or your patients. It's not an easy task, right? So the Juice Plus company had to really prove themselves before they would be used on stage 4 ovarian cancer patients at MD Anderson, or pregnant women at University of Mississippi, or children at Nemours Clinic in Jacksonville. So just know that Juice Plus is totally proven and has been used with great results on all different populations, all different ages, and in the gold standard double blind placebo controlled types of studies. So here are some of the journals up at the top. I love to tell you about the results from the right bottom to the end. So I'm going over here because this is how I learned it. First of all, you want to make sure it's absorbed in the body. Okay, so if you're taking something, you want to make sure it actually gets in your bloodstream. Yes, Juice Plus within 7 days, your antioxidant levels are up. And then you want to make sure that oxidative stress is down. And that happens within 28 days. That's been proven over and over. So if you have less oxidative stress, you have less of a vulnerability to any disease. You can look up oxidative stress and whatever disease you're worried about, and it's a culprit. So to have that reduced within 28 days is amazing. And because there's no longer those bad guys hitting on your good cells, you no longer have as much damage to your DNA. And so they've done 3 different studies showing less damage to your DNA, which is actually the next building block of your next cells, you know? So that's really important. And then the immune system, they've shown that it's better within 80 days. The T cells are up, the natural killer cells are up, things like that. And so I love that it's not like buying a vitamin or supplement or something to keep your family healthy. It's like buying a better body, a stronger body. And then there's all these other things, you know, it supports healthy gums and skin, lung function. They used that on smokers and they had better pulmonary function. Who doesn't want better pulmonary function, right? And then all different types of cardiovascular wellness. Systemic inflammation is a correlator to any disease, and that goes down. So lots of good results. You can read about those. Ask the person who invited you. Dr. Richard Du Bois says there's nothing else available any place in the world with or without a prescription that's been clinically proven to do what Juice Plus has been proven to do. And I've been doing this for 21 years and I have not seen any product that's comparable with all that. And so I want my husband to share his journey with Juice Plus because he's like my #1 student of Juice Plus around here.
That picture's shocking to me. Shocking.
Yeah.
But so my Juice Plus journey, it goes way back. You know, she started doing this with Juice Plus and taking Juice Plus came into our house 20 years ago, but I didn't really take the capsules. If I did drink the shake, I mean, I was stopping at the bagel shop on the way to work afterward anyway. You know, so I would do things like that. I was eating all kinds of bad food, but even when I tried to do the right thing, that picture on the left right there, actually, I think that might have been when I was actually eating as a vegetarian. So I gained weight as a vegetarian because you can still find horrible things to eat. I call them tater tot vegetarians. You know, you can eat all kinds of tater tots and fettuccine alfredo and bread. And are you kidding me? So but then I started to you know, I would take the pills when she made me, but then I started to realize the value. And when we got a little older, I had a moment where, you know, we had our daughter when we were 40, and I just knew that I was on a road to real problems. She called me a walking heart attack. So I started using the products, and I saw the results that they show in the research. You know, I felt better. My systemic inflammation was down. I had better blood pressure and cholesterol. I had more energy. It was awesome. So yeah, that stuff was great. And then you see the picture. Now I've been able to lose weight. Juice Plus isn't a weight loss product, but I will say this: if you take a vegan smoothie and make it with plant-based milk, and you make that your meal instead of a bagel and cream cheese, or even for dinner tonight, instead of having whatever I would have had before, macaroni and cheese or something, or you think of the terrible things people eat. I had a shake for dinner tonight. Well, all of a sudden, I'm getting good nutrition in my body. I'm consuming less calories, less fat, less carbohydrates. And so you start to see weight loss happen. So I think whenever you're eating healthier, you're going to gradually move toward a healthier weight. So keep in mind, when I was eating as a vegetarian, I wasn't really eating healthier. I just wasn't eating meat. Okay. But when you're really using the Juice Plus products, but more importantly, you're in this community, that's a big deal, because in the community you have all these healthy people that can kind of rally alongside you and really help you learn and grow, and you start to value your health more, and you realize the power of what you eat. And that's what my journey's been like. I've been able to really see some great changes. One of the products that really get me excited, because I've been cooking healthy, I love cooking, and we have this thing called the Tower Garden. Here's me with my 4 tower gardens. I'm very proud of them. They call me Farmer Doug sometimes. So in that little space, I actually, on each one of those towers, I'm growing 28 plants. So that's over 100 plants that I'm growing in that little tiny space, just a little strip of land. And it's so easy. Let's go to the next slide and talk about this vertical aeroponic growing system called Tower Garden. It truly is an incredible technology. It was developed at Epcot Center in Disney World Orlando. A guy named Tim Blank developed. You can see it on the land exhibit when you take the little boat ride through the back. You might remember seeing the hydroponic growing systems they have there. Well, he left Disney and created a home version, and Juice Plus Company is the distributor of the Tower Garden. There's 2 versions. The one on the left you can use indoors. It has lights on it with little wheels and stuff. And the one on the right is more for outdoors, although you could use the one on the right for indoors as well. But the cool thing is you can grow your own food, and it uses 98% less water, 90% less space, and you get 30% more yield. I don't know if you noticed, but on that lettuce tower of mine, the lettuce is so dense and it grows so big. It's incredible. You get way more than just one head of lettuce out of one port. I have multiple heads growing, and as you eat it, they keep growing back. So it's pretty cool. It grows faster, and it's more nutritious because it's grown. It's picked. Literally, when I make a salad, I pick my lettuce, I wash it, and I eat it. There's no traveling on trucks. By the way, have you ever seen like porta potties in a field where they're picking lettuce or tomatoes or something? No. So where do you think they're going to the bathroom and stuff? Why do you think there's outbreaks of disease on the lettuce? This is just the truth. They're spraying the stuff, they're putting wax on our vegetables, they're doing all these things to make it stay, even if it's organic, it still was picked weeks ago before you get to eat it. So the Tower Garden is just a great way to just kind of be in this lifestyle of healthy living. Not only taking fruits and vegetables and berries through our capsules, but then taking omegas to get our omegas. And then the vegan smoothie gives us even more plants coming into us, and it's a great meal replacement. But then we can grow our own food too. And it's just really kind of bringing it to the next level. And I love it. It's amazing. It's fun, it's easy, and it's real food. We've had ours outside in the Florida sun for 9 years. It's double UV protected food grade plastic, and they're still going. So the company lets you make payments on it for a year with no interest. And once you pay for this thing, it's like having a money tree in the backyard. It's just growing lettuce. When I look at it, it looks like there's money falling off of it, but it's wonderful and it tastes better. Thanks for letting me share, Sharon.
Awesome. Well, I love it. I think Doug's been the perfect example of simple changes over time. It wasn't until we came up with the concept of simple changes that he's like, I can get behind that. So, and then sometimes we have 2 shakes a day. At a certain point, we were doing soup, salad, smoothies, right? Whatever you have to do to get more good nutrition in your body. Good nutrition is going to be better results. So you want to just say, how am I getting the most nutrition every single day? You're going to get the most results. So sometimes that's why we do 2 shakes a day also, or we just get the extra shake in some other way as well. And I see that Melissa says she's out of shake, Jules. Okay, and Nalani says she's got a tower garden in her dining room. And I want to apologize that Jules was spotlighted while Doug was talking. That must have been odd. Hopefully, you guys are looking at gallery view.
Oh, come on.
Sorry. I did figure it out after a while.
Well, actually, I saw Doug's pictures while he was speaking.
Oh, thank
That's,
goodness. Good, good,
yeah,
good.
that's all I saw.
Thank you, Nalani. Okay, well, Juice Plus is not about treating or curing specific conditions or diseases. Like I said, good nutrition is good for everyone. There's always somebody who'll say, well, is it good for diabetics? Is it good for autism? Is it good for, you name it, colitis or all these different things. Juice Plus is good for everyone. Okay, it's not contraindicated for any condition. It's simply plant-based nutrition. It's highly concentrated to deliver a powerful nutritional punch, and it's been supported by over 20 years of independent clinical research. So we love it. And yes, your experience may vary. Doug's experience is not the same as mine, same as Jules. Juice Plus is affordable. If you tried to go into the grocery store with $2.50, what would you get? Can you name some fruits and veggies in the chat of what you'd be able to get for $2.50? I think bananas, maybe. Sometimes an apple, it depends. So this is the concentrates of 30 fruits, vegetables, and berries that you can have for $2.50 a day. And you can actually add a child for free to get fruits and vegetables for them. All right. And Janie Hawkins says an apple and an orange, maybe. I don't know. The prices in the grocery store are really a lot. And then I love the complete shake, like Jules was explaining, Doug was amening. It's like $2 and something a serving, and it's actually one of the best meals you can have in a day. And then the omega is $1 a day. So it's very affordable. And I love that Doug has made health his hobby. I think if there's something good to invest in, it's your health, because without your health, you don't feel like doing anything, right? You could have all the money in the world, but if you don't feel like doing anything, it's really not going to help you at all, right? So your health is a priority. Try and do some of those things that we talked about earlier with drinking water, exercise, things like that. Definitely eat more fruits and vegetables. Sometimes people ask, well, so you don't eat any fruits and vegetables? No, the point is eat as many as you can. More does matter. More is good. But we would love for you to become a Juice Plus customer and get even more plants into your body. We need a lot, trust me. Become a partner if you'd like to be on our team, share Juice Plus with some other people, offset your costs, build a side income if you want to. This has been a blessing to all of us. We really feel like it's a gift that we share with people because we know it's going to impact people's health. And we're actually out there transforming people's health. And we love sharing that gift of hope with others. Our moms are a good testament for that. We've been able to share with them, and they've had so much better health. Who in your family would need to hear this information? Think of that. So I'm going to take the PowerPoint off and just have a look at you guys and see who's got some questions. Who wants to make any comments or questions? Let's open it up for just a few, if you don't mind, and see what's on your mind. Anybody? Wow, you guys are silent. Does anybody have like Juice Plus is great, has been great for me? I know you're all muted right now.
Hey, I know I already shared, but I just wanted to say part of my story that I didn't share was that I was taking Juice Plus way before I was married. I was actually single, and it was a game changer for my health back when I was like late 20s, early 30s, because I was having problems with my hair falling out, cystic acne. I was a tad overweight for my height, and I didn't realize I wasn't making like all these connections that food was the problem. I just thought I wasn't exercising enough, and I just thought it was kind of my body. But when I heard about Juice Plus, I was like, oh my goodness, I definitely need more fruits and vegetables. I know I wasn't getting enough. It was like a light bulb went off. But it wasn't until I started taking Juice Plus and like things that I didn't know were nutrition related, like skin, hair, and nails, started getting better. It was like a real game changer for me. And then my husband, when I met him, in order for him to date me, he had to take Juice Plus. And so he did, but he had really bad allergies, and his allergies got better. And that was something that I didn't realize was nutrition related either. So I had been on this journey for the last, 10 years, learning all about how nutrition can actually heal the body. And I ended up taking Juice Plus exclusively as my prenatal. And I didn't share that either with all three of my kids. I did not take anything else. And they were all super healthy babies, which is what we have seen over and over, because I did it under the medical, advice. My midwife said it was okay. Plus, we have tons of medical professionals that take and recommend Juice Plus because of the research that Sharon shared. And so I was able to do that and have every single person that delivered my baby exclaimed, wow, this is a really healthy baby. Just from the way they were acting and their APGAR score to the cord blood, the placenta, the delivery, all of that. And so and since then, they're super healthy kids too. I mean, they still get sick, which they should, because that helps build their immune system, but it's not severe, and the duration is always shorter. So I don't know why I didn't share my story when I was speaking, but I wanted to.
Thank you, Jules. Yeah, I didn't share it either. I think Doug mentioned it. I had a baby when I was 40. And so I used Juice Plus as my prenatal, same with the one before that. But thank you for sharing that. Anybody else before we go?
Oh, and Maribel asks, how would this affect someone who is allergic to raw fruits and vegetables?
Okay, do you want to answer that?
Well, it definitely, like, it can depend on that actual person a lot of times, because it bypasses the digestive system. Like, it's not, a lot of times people are allergic to seeds or something, and it touches their tongue or the roof of their mouth and mixes with the saliva. And so that's where the allergy comes into play. What we have seen over and over is that people that are allergic to certain fruits and vegetables aren't allergic to Juice Plus, because it's in a capsule and it just goes right down into the stomach and gets absorbed into the bloodstream that way. They would have to, I always caution people, if you're like anaphylactic or whatever that is, where they could die from a fruit and vegetable,
Then
that
don't
I
try it.
would not try it.
Right.
But if it's a mild allergy, like my father-in-law like gets an itchy throat when he eats bananas or something, definitely, I'd have them try it. They could, get some capsules from their, partner and try it.
Yeah. So it
And the capsules would
saliva,
be better than the gummies, if it is for a child, because the
right.
gummies they have to chew.
The saliva is what triggers the allergic response. So the capsule bypasses that. Okay, anybody else? Thank you for joining us tonight.